going on, guys? Oh man, it's freaking cold. But come on, son, do your thing. Pray for me, guys. Little sun could really make this day beautiful. Oh, got 22 viewers. Look at that shit. Oh. Literally hitting frozen ropes today. Holy moly. So it's supposedly it's 15 degrees. I actually got hand warmers on under my gloves. Got like 3 or 4 layers on. It's days like this though. Love these days. There's a guy out here before me though, wearing like sweatpants and a sweatshirt and a hoodie. Maybe yeah, he was wearing like a beanie, just swinging away like sweating. Like dang, that's that's legit. So he motivated me to motivate you. So those of you out there like that have a dream, don't wait. Just live it now, because legit, time flies. Like I'm 43 this year. It's crazy. I still feel like I'm 18. Still feel great. Like, well, mostly. Um, don't wait. Just start it. Figure it out. It's like you really don't know, you know? Time just, it's a weird animal. It's a flat circle. And like, you look at days like this, way back in your past, I could look at them 10 years ago and I would avoid days like this. And now I'm like, I feel so stupid. I should have taken advantage of those days. I mean, I was hitting in, 10-degree weather out in Boston, and sometimes, the heaters would break and we would just keep going, but there were so many days that I didn't do what I should have done. Go to the gym, eat right. Don't take it for granted, guys. Life is short. So much shorter than you realize. It's like too cold to even hit mid irons. So, probably a few guys like wondering what the heck am I doing out here on a day like today? Isn't it probably better to rest or go to the gym or something like that? And for some of you, that may be the case, but as I've explained in my other videos, I believe one of Hogan's secrets was that he just didn't take any days off, right? So, for me, I got to be out here. I'm going to work technique. I'm going to grab my 5-iron. I'm going to be doing like slow motion swings. I hit a couple of full outs earlier, and I was indoors hitting in the TrackMan, and it was even too cold in there to really get my body to fully loosen up. So we're just going to work essentially using the golf club physics to hit the golf ball, and just allowing my body to kind of move with the club, kind of dance with the club today. And the slower I go and the better the shot, that's the goal. So if I can hit a 5-iron 50 yards, I'm doing great. Like pure too. You got to hit it super pure. Not too bad. So, kind of see, I hit that about 90 yards. So the goal would be to get like 50 yards, right? And pure. So that last shot was pure. Um, yeah, so that was like 75. Pretty happy with that actually. Um, Definitely don't come out here, guys, like swinging super fast. Easiest way in the world to pull a muscle. So this next thing I'm gonna do is it's a Tom Watson thing. So he did some pretty cool stuff. One of which is he always warmed up with 2-iron, 1-iron, whatever it is you have in your bag, your hardest club to hit. That's what we have here. So let's get to it. Like my only goal is just center contact, great tempo, Not trying to overswing, underswing, just whatever swing, whatever speed comes out. So whenever you guys hear me talk about slow is smooth, smooth is fast, it's a term that pilots use, right? You never want to rush, especially under duress, under pressure, practicing anything. You don't want to rush anything in life. Life is short, but like there's still plenty of time if you focus. So anyway, this is the drill. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. The slower I go, the smoother I can make it. I want it to feel like connected but slow. Think syrup, molasses. Smooth, not slow, smooth. So just so you guys get an idea, it's literally single degree temperature. So, I hit that 135 mile an hour ball speed. And that's about the max you want to do in this kind of weather. And that was just smooth, I just, whatever the weather would allow. So when you find yourself in these crappy weather situations, don't try to like play through it, fight through it. That's something, I've learned it time and time again. Because you get in those situations and all those neurochemicals hit your mind and it becomes this fog of war, right? So when you're in those situations and you're fighting, no matter what it is, right? It doesn't have to be golf, it can be anything, whatever your thing is. It's hard to focus through that, get that prefrontal cortex to kick in. So I like to train it. I like to come out in these conditions now. I love it when it's windy. I love it when it's rainy. And you should too. If you have a passion for something, do it no matter what. Trust me, you're gonna, because time just, like it moves so fast. Just do it. Just get out there and do it. So I want to talk a little bit now, golf-wise, for the golf enthusiasts. I changed to graphite shafts, and guys, I'm not kidding you. This used to hurt like hell. Like I'd come out here and hit these steel shafts, these Modus shafts, and if you thin one, like it's bone. It is not fun. I thinned a couple today. I don't really feel much. It doesn't. My hands are not hurting at all. Thin shots, heavy shots, they all feel good. I just one groove, half groove load this pitching wedge, and my finger is ringing right now. It's just too cold. So, welcome to the modern age, folks. Like, get yourself a graphite shaft. They're nice now. Like, they can manage speed. I can't. Like, I'm putting a lot of torque into these shafts, and I'm looking at my videos, and the shaft is bending, like crazy, and I'm like, oh my god, is graphite gonna hold up? And the more I hit it, the more consistent it actually is. It's probably more consistent, I would say, than steel, and there's a reason for that. And so, again, this is kind of a discussion for the golf enthusiasts. Notice there are no step patterns in this shaft, which means they can make it more consistent, a lot more consistent. It goes back to the old days when we had the rifle shafts, but they were just, you had to be a strong person to hit those. They were far more consistent from a stability standpoint. So that step pattern, it, there's a lot of things influencing it, right? Um, when we talk about the forces of a golf swing, but at the end of the day, like graphite, it seems to manage those forces better, in my opinion, in colder and warmer temperatures. So luckily, it's crazy. Colorado's been wild this year. It's 20 degrees now if the sun's out, but just yesterday it was 60 degrees. So in an 80-degree pattern, we'll say, because we'll say about maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, I was hitting in 75, 80-degree weather. Um, these things are holding up nice. Again, that's a slow as smooth, smooth as fast drill. Too cold to get the full benefit of all the science and technology, right? Shafts aren't going to bend as much. Balls aren't going to compress as much. Um, Nothing's going to be as forgiving. The ground's going to be harder. So you're going to have a smaller margin of error for impact. All that stuff. You have to learn how to accept that. And so if there's anything I would teach people that are new to the game is acceptance. This game, you have good days and bad days. It is the best mimic of life, any game I've ever played in my life. All right. So anyway, back to golf. Because of that, it'll give you a lot of wisdom, but you got to be patient. You have to accept things. Like I have to accept that the modern 4-iron and the modern ball just don't hit it quite high enough at altitude. And I've talked to the guys at Club Champion about this, and we've changed some geometry of the head. Now we're trying a little lead tape. So, I'm starting to like it. It's starting to get a little lift in the simulator. So hopefully when it warms up, we'll get to see that in real life. Yeah, and I would say instantly I'm seeing it, and something that's really cool. This is like an old school trick, right? Putting a little lead tape in the back, moving that center of gravity, that MOI, all that nonsense. But essentially what it does is just keeps the weight lagging, so the face just stays open a little bit longer. And it's only 1 gram of tape now, but back in the day, I remember we used to have to add, I don't know, sometimes up to 10, 15 grams to the back of a head if it wasn't getting lift, because I don't know, just didn't have the knowledge we have now. So consider yourself lucky if you're playing the game. We have come so far. I mean, you are so lucky to be a part of this game now. It's a special place. I mean, there's just so many things converging: science, technology, sociology, psychology, sports, physiology, biomechanics. I mean, it's pretty cool. And then it's connecting the world, so I don't know, I never saw golf going this far. It's pretty cool, the Tiger effect, right? Pro tip, never hit a wood when it's cold out. So I have this cool little overhead heater. I'm roasting it right up next to the heater. Should be okay. These balls were inside all night, so it's probably unlikely that they're that cold. I haven't hit one yet and been like, that was a icicle. So yeah, so once you do that, you feel it. Yep, face is actually warm. It actually is warm to the touch, so we are good to go. And that's through a glove. If you're gonna hit in this weather, try not to hit woods unless you can do that, because you'll crack a face quick. They're very thin. Very, very thin. Again, slow, smooth, smooth, fast. Interestingly enough, it was 135 ball speed again, so that's basically about all I want to do today with the long clubs. We're going to try a few wedges here. Talk to you guys about the best way to practice wedges in the winter, because I see it so often where guys are coming out and they're trying to hit full shots with wedges, and this kind of weather doesn't work. You have to learn how to increase the spin, right? You have to change attack angles, release patterns, all these cool things. So stick around and we'll chat about that. Got the sand wedge here. I'm gonna hit 3 or 4 different shots, kind of explain what I'm doing after and before and all that. So I got a little 90-yard target over here. Slight downhill slope. So just, I don't know, one of the things you do in the winter, because you have so many layers, your swing is naturally shorter. So wedge work is natural. Like if you work your wedges in the winter more than you work your long clubs, it'll pay huge dividends in the summer, because you'll feel when you get loose. It's like an alarm bell, you know? It's like, wedges are supposed to be tight. So for me, the reason I love working wedges in the winter is because the shafts don't flex. So I can get really flat, super spinny shots that essentially, even in this tundra, they'll check. So to me, that's a great sign when there is turf and the shafts are bending, that I'll be able to hit my Trevino wedges, my low flat, like spin checkers. So that's like my favorite wedge shot in the whole world. And in the winter, the feeling of impact, pure or slightly pure, is so important, right? It gives you better feedback in the winter. So I don't know, maybe practice with still shafts in the winter if you want if you want to hurt your hands, but it's the difference between pure, slightly pure, and then mist on the face. In the summer, you won't get the level of feedback you get in the winter. So trust me, work your wedges. It'll pay huge dividends in the summer. All right, I'm gonna step out for a minute. Go grab some tea or coffee, guys. We're gonna talk about how to hit wedge shots. I'm gonna show you guys some different angles here in a couple minutes. What's going on, Zoo Life? Hey, thanks everybody for popping in to say hello. Appreciate you. All right, my best Trevino. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try, bro. I do not do impersonations. I think I'm too autistic for that. All right, so got little targets here. We're gonna take a look at them real quick. Um, I think a really good angle for you guys would actually be this little blue guy over here. So he is actually right there, and it's the only part of the green, or the only green part between the snow. So this should be super helpful for everybody. Um, Hopefully you'll be able to get really good angles with this, but we'll see. All right. Bear with me as I figure out the best camera angles, guys. Not trying to give you guys headaches, just limited here. All right, so that's the best angle. We got to get here. All right, so we'll be right here. All right, front row seat for you guys. Question is, can you see? Hmm. This is fun for you, I'm sure. You guys are enjoying this dope show. Um, Technical difficulties, we'll call it on for now. Try this then. Oh, that could work. Nope. It's just too small around here. Small time. I need big time. I need a camera crew. I need sponsorship. Who wants to take on the live tour with me? Okay, lone wolf. I get it. I'm used to it. All right. Oh yeah, great job, buddy. You're just gonna give people headaches. All right, I'll try this. Well, this is either gonna go really well or nobody's gonna watch because the camera angle's wrong. So if you guys want to hit a Trevino wedge, the first thing you have to do is you have to realize that the grip has to be crazy strong, like almost underneath the golf club, very much like Mo Norman. And I know that seems insane, but you have to be able to hit into the turf like that. So in order to get to that position, you have to be in a very, very, very powerful, strong position, right? Second thing you gotta do is you gotta learn how to hit the golf ball from the back of your stance with a hip slide, because he had a hip slide and turn like no other. And when you combine those two things, it can become machine-like. I will look nothing like him, but if I do the things I said, here's your best Trevino wedge. Well, maybe if I aimed it. Let's try to aim it, huh? There we go. Jeez, that feels so far to the right. There you go. All right, there's your Trevino wedge, the Zoo Life. We're gonna change the camera angles back. A little different angle there. Okay, so let's talk about what makes that so effective. If we're talking in terms of wedges, what do we want? We want accuracy and consistency, right? We want to be able to hit 100, we'll say 99 times out of 100, within 1 or 2 yards, okay? At my level, I guess. Whatever that is for you, you make that decision. In order to get to that level, though, you have to start taking away variables. You can't, there should be no shift whatsoever in your golf swing of plane. That's one way to reduce a variable, much like a Bryson DeChambeau or Mo Norman or Todd Graves or someone like that, right? Trevino did it essentially by swinging off of a single hip. He stayed in his rear hip, and he did essentially a slide. So brought it here and slid into his lead hip and then posted onto it. Now, he did that with a very strong grip and golf clubs that were built in a way that would allow it. They were flatter. As he's gotten older, he's kind of developed a bit of a loop in his swing, right? He's had to, because everything is more upright. It has more toe droop. There's different dynamics to the way that the impact zone works. But the one thing that's true is the second piece of a Trevino wedge that's super important is you have to stay connected. So that's the second variable he removed. If you notice, anytime you see a Trevino wedge, it never goes past 90 degrees to the top. Part of that probably, very much like Jon Rahm, had something to do with his genetics, but from my perspective, I'm a pretty long swinger, and when I feel at 90 degrees with no hinge of the wrist, my best wedges come out. Low, very spinny, one hop, stop. I mean, consistent. I can hit over and over and over again within a 10-foot circle. It's mind-blowingly machine-like. However, I can't hit it very far. My sand wedge will only go about 100 to 110 yards. Whereas, like, if I go all out and I hit this sand wedge, I can hit it 125 if I really want to, 130 here at elevation. So with wedges, less is a lot more, which probably most of you guys know, but that's how Trevino did it. So let's look at a little pitching wedge action and talk a little bit more about it from down the line. That was a funny one because that one felt like Zach Johnson, who's another great wedge player. Zach, though, I think he did everything with his vectors. I mean, you always saw everything pointing right at the pin post-impact. I mean, he was, probably had something to do with the way he practiced. If you guys have never seen him playing with the pros, he hit to these little blocks. They're like, I think 5 foot by 5 foot blocks. Unbelievable accuracy with wedges. I mean, he won the Masters, so. My point being that the Trevino wedge automatically vectors you at the pin. You don't have to do it if you learn the proper dynamics of your stance, which is how open should we be, right? If I'm this open, ball's going to go left, or I'm going to have to kind of reach for it, right? Versus a little less open, and you've got a situation where you can get too close to the body. You can start using your hands and wrists and all that. You don't want that. So when we talk about removing variables, right? The amount of open is whatever's comfortable for you, and you'll have to work with that. But for me, I do it with the waggle, and I think most of you guys have learned by now. That's kind of my go-to. It's the waggle, right? So we're finding low point, which is about right there. Okay? So then I'm adjusting my body to meet that low point. Notice my left hand is off. And that's about how open I need to be. And the second piece of it is how wide. Well, Trevino loved a good wide stance. Wide base automatically shortens your swing too. So again, less variables. Wide, slightly open, using the waggle, line up with your target, swing away. Let's stuff one here. We're gonna go with the orange pin with the pitching wedge. Have to knock about 20 yards off this, okay? Yeah, just on the right side of the green, maybe 15 feet probably from this angle. Let's see what it looks like on the TrackMan. Yeah, so you can see it drew in and landed right about just in front of that bunker there. So. All right, so those are exaggerations too. I mean, I went with as much of an exaggeration as you could see so you could understand that these are all the ways to reduce variables with a wedge. Another great way to do it is much like Bryson and Mo Norman, which I do with my more upright wedges. So we're talking like my lob wedge and my sand wedge. I have a couple of shots that I hit, and I'm going to use my lob wedge to show you guys. It's like when I have to, so I can hit my lob wedge pretty far away, but when I've got to take a lot off, to say hit to a front of a green like 80 yards, I'll grab the lob wedge and I'll set up single plane, single hip axis, single everything, and no wrist. So Steve Stricker, Bryson DeChambeau, Mo Norman, lob wedge. That's one of my, we'll call it a signature shot. Really, it's their shot that I stole, but it works great. The only thing you have to understand about the grip, it needs to be as neutral as possible. Okay, so both thumbs down the center of the shaft. Okay, let's take a look at that. Pretty good strike. Like I said, just taking a lot off it now. With the winter balance, it's saying it went 115, but that was about a 90-yard shot. It landed, we'll say, just to the right of that pin in the little bunker. Yeah, let's not. There's a little bunker right there. It landed kind of in that. So, let's see. All right, then finally we have the money-making shot. The shot that I see, man, I see so many amateurs. You guys watch this. You got, we'll say 120, 115 to the pin. You hit a good drive. I mean, you've really put yourself in a scoring position on the shorter par 4. And then I watch you, I mean, half the time you blade it. And I think it's because you swing way too hard. So this is my gap wedge. I can hit this 140, 150 yards. My game speed is probably 130. I play at 130, 135. And then this shot I'm about to show you, though, is the 115 shot. And there's so few moving parts, there's so little to go wrong in it that you're always going to have at a minute, which is that would be hugely important. So, big key here is I want you guys to think middle way, right? Like middle way, nothing too much, not too wide of a stance, not too narrow, not too strong a grip, not too weak of a grip, not too open of a stance, not too closed. Essentially, I want you to feel as though you were going to just teach somebody how to make a golf swing, not actually make a hard golf swing. You're just going to like, this is all you got to do, just swipe it, you know? So, again, this is the slow is smooth, smooth is fast. It's all the same, but just a different way of explaining it. So, again, it's just slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So consistent, dead straight, plenty of spin, plenty of height. That's what we're looking for right there, guys. And again, I'm aimed kind of at this green target way over here, like way up here. So everything's going to kind of be going towards that. All right. So just one more time. The way it was taught to me, I learned it when I was young. It was taught to me, think of it like hitting a pitch shot with a full club. John Daly, you know, he thinks very similar to that. It's tempo for him, though. I believe. I believe he's like, yeah, just like 60% or 50%, or maybe it's like length. I don't remember, something like that with him. But the idea is you have to find a swing that, I don't know, we'll call it the low gear, right? You're going over harsh terrain, treacherous terrain. You got to be real accurate, real tight. All right, so that's kind of the winter rundown. Gonna do a few more slow motion swings with the 4-iron just to kind of gear down, kind of go. I don't know how to explain this, but I learned this from a really good ball striker is that if you walk off like and you're still hype enough to hit a full golf shot, you can't put it in the back of your mind. I don't know, you can't separate yourself from the practice, compartmentalize. So this is my process. I'm going to share it with everyone, and I think it's incredibly important that you have you can call it a cool down process, but I call it a decompression, like, because you're trying to hit that little white ball hard, right? That raises your central nervous system energy. You gotta like decompress and decompartmentalize from your practice. Otherwise, your body doesn't learn. The anxiety grows, and you can't be relaxed out here. Okay, so a couple forearms, just real smooth, man. Like just make good contact, keep my eye on the ball. Really, I really want to feel it, right? Now we're gonna go down. We're gonna find that one treble club that we started with, which was my 9-iron. And we're just gonna try and make some totally unconscious golf swings. We're gonna focus on our target, which for you guys, I'm actually gonna make it the light pole because I think you'll see that better. So one of the big things with this is I wasn't getting any height. I think I wasn't getting any speed out of it. We flattened it, we got the speed we wanted, now I'm getting 90 feet of height. Oh. 20-degree launch angle. I mean, I'm salivating. It's so good. All right, I'm gonna take that gap wedge. We're just gonna wind down. This is the shutdown procedure. It's just we're gonna swing this until I'm free of all thoughts. So you're probably wondering, like, no thoughts, like, how do you get there? Well, part of it is, I don't know, years of meditation, I guess, hitting golf balls. You can just get to a place where you're observing everything, like you're just swinging, but you don't know how you're doing it. So I'm at that space now where it's like, I'm free. So then once I get to this point, the last thing I want to do is I want to hit that nasty, nasty, nasty pure golf shot that makes you want to come back, right? So for me, it's always the 8-iron. It's always the 8-iron. Some days though I will try the 7, some days I will try the 6, but I always come back to the 8. Grab that favorite club and you pure it one time. Not a full golf swing though. The key is like hitting it right where the sun don't shine. Oh, oh. And you just let it ring, just let it ring true, because it'll come all the way through you, and then you're done. Because like, that's it, guys. And here's the crazy part: that swing, I just felt like I was just like as lazy as could be, right? So that 8-iron though, like really well struck, you know, for 10, 15 degree weather. Getting 115 ball speed with a frozen golf ball. Pretty happy with that. All right, so hope you enjoyed this. And for those of you that stuck around, I want to kind of explain one last little thing. Um, sorry. So when you're in this state of mind and you just hit that super pure shot, thing that's really cool that I don't know, maybe I'm giving too much away here. I feel like I should have just made a video of this. I guess I kind of am, but the idea would be you've just reprogrammed your entire mind and swing DNA. You have just locked in something from this session. And I can tell you so many guys I watch bang, 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 rocket, 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 and their last ball is horrific. And then I see them like a week later, and it's the same shit, guys. Like, they're miserable. Don't be that person. Don't be miserable out here. Come with a plan. Finish strong. Have a fucking ball. This is just, it's so pure right now. Look at this, guys. It's so tranquil. It's just nothing but me, God, and the golf balls, and the golf gods, and you guys. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you. We'll see you soon.